Roast you. He'll coast to coast you. Why you let that happen? He already told you what he was going to do because he's not talking trash. He's telling the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the...
What's up, YouTube? It's Tyron Knight, YouTube guys. Like I'm about to be reacting to the greatest Larry Bird stories ever told by NBA legends. Let's get into the video. Let's go.
Bird would say to me, we walk out and you ever see him on a layup line, look like he doesn't talk. Then he gets out in the what you call and you're supposed to be giving people 5. He won't shake your hand. He was like, I'm giving you 30. And you look around like, what? You're getting 30 tonight. Yeah. I'm giving you 30 tonight. Yeah. And we're just adjusting his tight shorts. And you believe him because he would give you 30. He would give everybody 30 and in the flow of a game. And when he came to me, he said, what's up, sir? I got in the game. And he was like, oh, you starting tonight? I go, yep, I got you. He said, y'all double teaming? I said, nah, I got you straight up. He said, y'all not double teaming me? He said, change the play. He said, mouse in the house. And inside pivot shot. He said, it's going to be a long night, sir.
Wow. Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? They thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. And he told me 2 things one game. Our rotations, double teaming, Kevin McHale always had to rotate to the corner, and Larry Bird was the one shooting it. So he shot one, and I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, Scott, you're a little too late. A little too late. So we playing him, and the last play, he says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there that corner. He said, they're going to set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ,
the late, great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
I remember the first time I played this Bird. I never forget this. Go to shake his hand. I'm a rookie. I'm playing against the Boston Celtics in the Boston Garden. Go shake. And Larry put both hands behind his back. Wouldn't shake my hand. I said, okay, he's just getting into the game. Damn. First play of the game, he said, you don't even belong in this league, Holmes. And he shoots a 3. Now, I wasn't mad that he made the 3. But I said, there's something, this called me Holmes. and he came down and did it again, so I'm pissed, So next time down, see me on the breakneck pitch, and I jump up and I throw it down on him, right? He fouls me. And he said, hey, Rook, I like you. You got hot. He said, but I'm still getting 30 on your ass. That's who he was. But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me, because he respected me, because he knew that I was going to keep coming. That really taught me something, If you wasn't prepared to play against guys like that, you got embarrassed. Larry had 60 against us one game in New Orleans. I'll never forget that game. He was so hot, he started shooting 3s with his left hand. It was mind-blowing. He had an attitude and the heart of a lion. And he didn't like anybody. He didn't care who you were. And we never shook hands for 13 years.
I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful. I just started laughing. I had no comeback. He says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, a really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was wearing his ass out. Absolutely. And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the Bird night. That was a tough night, man.
Oh my gosh. He said I had to torch their ass so they could understand. That's cold. Oh my gosh. Wow. Elite trash talk for sure.
To the coach. Argument that night is, well, you only scored 6 on me.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
But when a guy is literally coming up the court,
calling his shots. And, Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line. And he literally says, left side across the three. And you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
Bird used to tell me, look here, man, I'm going to go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit.
He told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You're supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now. You're not going to shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm going to take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him. I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was going to do? And he turned around, raised up. It was all drones. And I said, shit, I ain't going to mess with you no more.
He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats. They'll be always mentioning him. He was the shit. Yeah. Shit, man. He'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold.
I just remember my first day being in the car and or getting off the plane, and I see a sign, and it says Mr. Bird and Mr. Weber, and I'm like, no way. And so
we just saw this one, so I'm gonna skip this one. We just saw actually whoever hasn't seen it yet, yeah, I've listened to the story already, but yeah, whoever hasn't seen it yet, I'm gonna play it again.
So I get in the car and it's Larry fucking Bird, and I shake his hand. I'm quiet, trying to feel that balance in the car and everything. And it's the old school limo sitting in the back. And when we get out, he doesn't say much, but when we get out, he goes, hope you get your sleep tonight because I'm going to bust your ass tomorrow.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to say, but I knew this is a moment you have to say something. Like you can't. And I was like, Larry, your back is already hurting, man. You need to take it easy. And then I run to the room and I call my father. I'm like, Dad, Larry Bird was just talking shit to me.
We were playing in Phoenix, and we were way up. We were like 15, and we have the worst fourth quarter in the history. We're terrible, and Larry's bad. Larry's missing shots, throwing it to the other team, throwing in the third row, and they come back and somehow they go up two. So we have a play, out of bounds play. I'm taking it out, and Larry says, I'm going to bust off the play, and I'm just going to come out, and I'm going to shoot a three. And I'm like, we're down two. I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm like, let's shoot a two, please. Go to the hole, try to get fouled. Let's just get into overtime, see if we can't win this game. And Larry says, no, I'm just going to bust a three on him. And I'm like, oh, my God. So he tells the Phoenix bench, he tells the coaches, yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a three on you guys. Just go home. I'm tired of this. And he gets the ball, jumps out, busts the play, comes out, gets the ball at the slot, shoots the ball. As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so. He stopped running to the locker room. And it went in.
And the one thing he didn't mention, it was off 1 foot. And then pointed to the bench. But actually, no, that was a Phoenix game. I know that. He had a game winner. Confirm this for me, because he had a shot he shot off 1 foot to tie it up in overtime, and it went to overtime and shot off 1 foot again to win the game. So I'm thinking he's talking about the overtime shot. If that's the same game, I always thought it was the Phoenix game. Let me know, confirm. But I always thought it was the Phoenix game.
And I just started laughing. I was like, oh man. It's just one of those ones where you just kind of, he has such supreme confidence, and it was just, but that's the one when you're back in, and Larry went in and said, well, I won the game in the first three quarters, and I lost it in the third quarter, or the fourth quarter, excuse me. Then I won it at the end. He goes, my record tonight is 2-1. We all just kind of laughed about it.
And you talking about a trash talker? Oh, he's called those stat rats. He called those stat rats.
Stat rats?
Stat rats.
You been talking to guys like that?
Yes, challenging us.
That's Larry too?
Everybody. And trust me.
Yeah.
Give us the stories of him talking trash.
I was just saying.
Oh, my goodness. One thing you got to give Larry Bird, he could be red hot or ice cold. He never stopped talking trash. Ever. Man, the Phoenix Suns and their main man was Tom Chambers, and Chambers was guarding Larry. And so in the jump ball circle, Larry walked through myself and Chambers, and then came back and told Chambers, I know you're guarding me, and I want you to know something. There's only one man that can guard me, and that's God. Now think about that for a second. Think about the confidence and the arrogance it takes to make that statement. Think about that for a second.
I didn't even know he was talking to his teammates like that. That was crazy, but that's a good teammate though. If you really think about it, if you're not sensitive, if you're just focusing on the development of the players and motivating them, some people don't react to teammates well when they do that. When they test them, they think it's disrespect. They don't think of it as motivation. But Robert Parrish was on the same page. It's like he was always trying to push us. So that was a good mindset, and that shows why they're such a good team. I think there's a lot of great players like that test teammates, that might disrespect his teammates, but it's not meant to be disrespect. It's meant to push them. It's meant to get them better. It's meant for them to be the best player possible. And that's what Larry Bird did. That's what Kobe did. That's what Jordan did. And those three players have the best mentality. And as like right now we call it the Mamba mentality, but it started off with Bird, then it went off to Jordan, and then it went to Kobe. But yeah, they call it the Mamba mentality now. All three of them had it. All three of them have that dog mentality. Get it done any means possible. If I have to disrespect you, if I have to punch you in practice, if I have to yell in your face, if I have to degrade you a little bit, you just have to get with the program and understand that I'm trying to test you, and you're not supposed to just take it. You're supposed to stand up for yourself, and you're supposed to get better, and you're supposed to show your strength, and you're supposed to allow this process to mold you. They're trying to help with that process as much as possible because they're leaders.
We had Pete at the end of his career, and we had Larry in the beginning stages of his career. So Pete passes the ball to Larry. Pete's man runs down and double teams Larry. Larry puts some up shot, it goes astray. And we come back to the bench, and Pete goes, Larry, you're being double teamed, man. You got to pass the ball. And Larry looked up and said, if you were any good, there would be double teaming me.
So crazy.
I was thinking in my mind, that's gonna leave a mark.
Damn.
This dude was a Hall of Famer, man. He was one of the best players ever to play the game. And Larry just insulted me. This was cool. This was his damn teammate. This is teammate. That's what the arrogance of Larry, which I thought was just funny when you talk about black and white. And today we couldn't say that. Larry would be pissed off if the other team, the opposing team, put a white guy on the guard. They're like, are you? Yeah. So, Coop, you're the furthest thing from a white guy, so he was all right with you guys. We played somebody like Detroit, they put Kelly Tribuco on it. He would just be insulted.
Larry gets me at the top of the key and he's walking me underneath his basket. He goes, Coop, I'm ready to wear your out. What? Okay, I get down to my best defensive stance. He goes down the lane, he comes off the left side, and Robert Parrish sets a pick. Great picker. Come off, and we knew the play. We knew what was coming up. And Kareem was ready. And as Larry comes off the pick, shoulder to shoulder with Parrish, and I'm trailing behind him, he catches the basketball right about the elbow. And he gets the ball and he goes up, and Kareem stops him from turning the corner. Larry catches the ball, he goes up in the air, and here I come. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to smash this man. So I jump up, and I got my hand, and I don't know how Larry got this ball between Kareem and I. Kareem had his hands up. I'm coming with my right hand, and he hit a great pass. Like I said, I don't know how he got it to him. Hits Robert Parrish before rolls to the basket, and Robert dunks it. And Larry looks over his shoulder at me, and he laughs. He said, I told you. That right there, that shows you the essence and who this guy was. He was about team. He was about winning. He was about making plays.
Facts.
Ricky, and Rick Mahomes' mom was there. I was saying, he said, Ricky, kiss your mama, Ricky, kiss your mama. And for the rest of the night, that's all we would say.
Hey, look.
Kiss your mama.
But Brad,
Disrespect.
I'm going to tell you something. You know what's funny? That's when Larry Bird went, I think we're in a car together. I'm posting him up. And he's laughing, and he was telling me something. He's like, because you started that kiss your mama, and then we playing. Hey, listen, they were booing me in Hartford. I'm like, well, I'm from here. Soon as that started, I said, man, I hate Boston. And I was rooting for the Knicks all the time. I couldn't stand Boston. Still don't like Boston.
Well, it wasn't a big deal. It's just that very somber locker room. Nobody was saying anything because we compete against each other, mostly on a nightly basis. And there's not a lot of rapport going back and forth, but pretty quiet. Guys, a little nervous. A lot of the guys that was in the competition were great shooters, but they were bench players. They didn't play maybe 12, 10 minutes a game. So it's a whole different feeling when you get out there, because when you're shooting that basketball and there's 20,000 people in the arena, there's 40,000 sets of eyes on you. It's a little different. It's just you. So I knew they was under a lot of duress anyway. So I said it just to break the ice, but I didn't think it would ever leak out of there. But truthfully, I meant it. I mean, I knew I was probably going to win the contest. Well, my confidence came from me shooting basketball by myself for hours upon hours. Not, I didn't pick up a ball on a Saturday and decide I was going to score 40 a game. I mean, that preparation came way before that. So I played a lot of basketball in my life and did a lot of shooting from every angle, from every position. Then once I grew, be 6'9", the game became a lot easier. But I put my time in, so I knew I put more time in than anybody else, and I had skills that other people didn't have, so I had a lot of confidence in whatever I did out there on the basketball court. Well, I mean, everybody talks about this trash talking stuff. It's a little bit overblown. I mean, I said some things, but the talk didn't go on and on and on. You had to play the game. But some guys would say things. Guys walk up to you when you're on the free throw line and walk by and say something. But mine wouldn't do anything to disrespect people. Sometimes you get into it with players and you say things, but more is just fun. Dominic Wilkins is a guy that I respect more than anybody I ever played against. And I talked to Dominic just being him. Nobody knew we was talking. And what a great player. I love to compete against him. But he used to laugh. Which I thought was pretty cool.
I was getting ready to start a game and get up to the jump ball, and Larry said, just out of the blue, he goes, "Go ahead, Kevin, tell Elvin Hayes what you told me." And I didn't tell him anything. And I said, "Well, go ahead, tell him. Like, you said you were going to kick his ass." And I'm like, "Oh, man." And Elvin Hayes is looking at me. Well, at that point, it was hard to say, no, I didn't say anything. I said, I guess so. But, Larry just got stuff started up. Larry is a funny guy.
Isaiah Thomas, let's talk about Larry the Legend.
Uh-oh.
The resume is long, but he's really known for two things mostly: shooting and talking trash on the court.
Yeah.
Which one bothered you the most?
His shooting. I mean, his shot was just so perfect, and not only was it perfect, my mother-in-law nicknamed his jump shot Silent Death, because when he shot it, the ball just rolled in the air, and it was almost like it was playing a song, the way it was just moving in the air, and then it would just swish through. I mean, his shot was just so, and he was just, as a competitor, I mean, he was a killer. I mean, just a straight killer. And, again, you've heard me mention and talk about the Celtics a lot. They taught us a lot of great lessons. He definitely talked a lot of trash, but at the same time, he was backing it up. And during that period of time, all of us in the summer, I don't know if there was an NBA player who didn't try to shoot or imitate Larry Bird's shot in some way, shape, or form, because it was so pretty and it was just so, he was great.
Final Larry story I'll tell you is when I made 2 shots against the Bulls in Game 7, he took me out in the 4th quarter. And I was pissed. And ain't nobody in the world care. I ain't played the last 5 minutes, but I did. You told me if it was up to, we'd have won if I was in, Larry.
Of course. If you remember, y'all had a lead in the 4th quarter, a 12-point lead.
Dog, I made 2 straight shots. I made those 2 shots. They called timeout. During that timeout, they took me out of the game.
You know why, Jay? I know why. You know why. You don't play defense. That's what it was.
They get Darren McKee in there. We got
it's nice that you made 2 shots, Mr. Rose, but we need a 2-way player now.
Correct. And so, I was going to do the little kid thing. And by the way, when I did the Kobe 81 Olives, when Kobe says, "Jalen."
Oh, no.
That's how Larry did me. I got on the bus, thought I was going to pout and walk right past him. And I walked by his seat. He's like, "Jalen." And I stopped. I went back. He had a beer in his hand. And I don't curse, but I'm going to say what he said just for inflection. I was like, "What's happening, coach?" He's like, "I f***ed up."
Ooh.
I was like, "You know what? All good, coach. We'll be back next year."
You think Larry Bird wanted to beat Michael Jordan? Do you think that? Do you think Larry Bird wanted to beat Michael Jordan? And you know what he says? With all those emotions and disappointment, knowing that your season's over?
Larry Bird
has his own thing that he's trying to get accomplished, including beat Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan trying to get his second three-peat. Reggie Miller was trying to get his first championship along with Mark Jackson and Chris Mullins. You get the point. Jalen Rose is like low on the totem pole for Larry Bird, as far as I'm concerned. So when I get on the bus and he cares about my feelings, that matter to me.
Yeah,
and at that point, I was like, that's my guy. It's ride or die. I don't know what's about to happen, but this is my guy.
That was a good video for what I watched. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. What I took from that was the him being a great teammate, him being a great basketball mind, him knowing the game, him knowing people's tendencies, what would get to them when he talks trash, how he can get to his spots, knowing exactly what to do at the certain moment that where he could just like tell them what he's gonna do and still do it because he knows they can't do anything about it. Just having a basketball mind and being that good at basketball and working on your game, working on your craft to that level is just like very fascinating to watch. Even as a basketball player growing up, just thinking about that, it makes me think about whatever I went through. It's like, dang. So like, I wonder how much work he put in to get to that point. Was he putting up 1,000 shots a day? Like, what type of work was he putting in? That's something I want to watch. I don't know if Larry Bird has done like a full breakdown of what he did when he was younger, what workouts he went through. I'm very curious, but to have that much confidence based off of the work you did, I just want to know what work he did, and how long he did it for, how consistent. Was he doing this every day? Was it like 5 times a week thing? Was he putting up 1,000 shots every single day and just didn't let up? Like, he did that every single time. He said he knew that everybody else wasn't putting the work in like he was. So I would just like to know what type of work he was putting in, how long he was putting the work. You know what I'm saying? Just to know, because I'm fascinated by it. I mean, there's a thing out there where it says like if you put in 10,000 hours, you're gonna be a master at anything. So shoot, he could have put in 30,000 hours, and that was his reassurance that he is that guy and no one else can stop him. No matter what he does, no matter what he says before the possession, no matter if he tells you or guides you to guard him and giving you the cheat sheet to guarding Larry Bird, because like he's basically telling you exactly what he's gonna do. So beat me to the spot. I dare you. Just beat me there. So just meet me to the spot. See if you're still going to be with me, or if you are with me, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna shoot over you, type of thing. So that was very interesting. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm about to head out. I'm gonna say a prayer. In the name of Jesus, I pray whoever's watching this video, bless them from the crown of heads to the soles of their feet. Allow them to be strong in their mind, body, and soul. Whatever they go through in their life, allow them to put God first. Allow them to to focus on their family, focus on their health, and go through the Bible and learn Jesus, and learn what he did when he was here, and learn the priorities and everything he would keep in mind when molding into the Savior, as he was the Savior from the day he got to Earth, but molding into the man he was to preach and do miracles and lead the disciples, and to show people he's God, but in human form, as a person that has God within them, the Holy Spirit within them, learn how to be more like Jesus, where we can't be Jesus, but we can be like him. We can be like Christ. So allow us to understand his tendencies, his priorities, what meant the most to him, and what his mission was, and try to keep the same mission as Jesus. It's going to look different in our perspective, in our gifts, in everything that we do, but we have to really find that, and build like a rhythm to get there. So in Jesus' name I pray, amen. So stay blessed, stay lit, and I'm out.